Alright, so I've written all my code, all my tests are passing, and I'm ready to be done with this feature. So I'm just going to do a few administrative tasks. I'm going to run, caps lock. I'm going to run build, so it's just going to basically compress my project into my dist folder. The reason I have a dist folder is for Bower and people who are using script tags in the browser that they don't necessarily want the common JS format. And so it's just gonna basically the same. It's almost the exact same code. Actually, my build process is really simple. So in my package.json, I run the tests, make sure everything's okay. I do this globalify, which is a little hack I did that basically just finds module exports and replaces it with var hoverboard, and that lets me, so I don't need browserify or anything because I don't have any imports. So it basically just replaces this with var hoverboard. Very simple, and then it minifies it. So this is hoverboard. That's it. Even with our new compose function, I think. I don't see it. Compose. Yeah, there it is. So even with our compose function, this is super tiny, super small. So that compose function we worked so hard on there it is. No, that's it. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna squeeze any bytes out of there anyway. Anyhow, it's pretty small. Let's have a look. I'd like to see how big it is. So it's 1300 bytes, and if we gzip it, it's only 660. That's pretty good. I think it was 550 or something before we added this, so 100 bytes. I think it's worth it for this feature. And what else can we do? I'm gonna run mversion. That's a little tool I use to update the version numbers. Oh, no, I need to tell it minor. So this is going to be a minor change. I'm not going to make a new major version for it because it's not breaking the existing code, but it is a significant change. So mversion minor. We're now at hoverboard version 2.3.0, and it updated, excuse me, it updated package.json for us and bower.json. So now I can, it also, I believe, tagged it. No, I'll have to do the tag. So I'm gonna do a commit. I'm going to reference. Actually, I should update the documentation first, so it's all together. All right, so this isn't going to be super exciting for a video, but I'm going to just sort of scroll down to the documentation, and I'm going to go to the bottom of it, and I'm going to make a reference to hoverboard.compose. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this pretty simple. I'm just going to sort of copy the formatting. Well, I don't need to copy it. Four hash marks, and then I'll say what it does, and then I'm just going to copy from the, so I'll say hoverboard.compose, and then I'll say hoverboard.compose. Well, it takes a definition and creates a store subscribing to any, I'll just emphasize, no, I'll say that, so subscribing to any store members of the definition. It's not very clear, but I'll hopefully have a good example. So let's use, so I'm just gonna copy this as an example to my here. So I'll indent that, JavaScript, and then paste that in. And then combine or let's use the word compose the two stores into a single store, I'll just say. And then I'll use I'll use the example, this example. So actually, we haven't tried that out. I'm sure it'll work, but now that we have the new version working, I can refresh my example. I can go up to that, and then let's paste in this version, and that works, I guess. Oh, it's undefined. Oh, well, because I haven't set the, so if I add 50, let's do it this way, init 0, add 100 to the score store, then my game store now has 100. If I init my health store to, I don't know, 30, and then, what was it, hit of 10, then my game store is 20. So yeah, it's working great. I think I'll just leave it at that. I'll put a comment or two in here. Create 2 stores. And then compose the 2 stores into a single store. I think that's clear. Maybe I'll just make a note that hoverboard.compose can also take static variables, or can take static variables, objects, or arrays. And then actually, instead of this version, how about I use my, I know later on there's this, so how about I use that? It's a little bit, gives the reader a little bit more insight in how this works. So create an anonymous star to nest objects, say. Alright, I'll just leave it at that, and I might have to improve on this later. I guess maybe I'll put a reference to this video in it if anyone's curious on how it works. Yeah. I could also put that crazy one from my test. I don't know. Let's have a look. This one. It's kind of... Nah, it's too messy. I'll just leave it at that because that's kind of a good example of how it works. And yeah. So now I can, let me just verify something. I need to tag it. Well, first I need to commit. So git add, not node modules, but actually, if I just do git commit, that'll do it. And then I'll say added hoverboard.compose closes number, and then if I reference the issue number, it's 16, closes number 16. Then as soon as I commit this and push, it'll actually close the issue and it'll reference this commit. So, and now I can do git tag. I think we're at, what was it, 2.3.0, okay. So git tag 2.3.0. Now if I check git tag, it's there. I'll just do a sanity check of package JSON has 230, Bower has 230. So now I can do git push tags and git push. And I have released Hoverboard 2.3.0 and now featuring hoverboard.compose. So if I go to my issue, actually if I scroll down, it's already, I don't even have to refresh, it's already there. So now I can see that commit. I can, it shows me actually what I've changed, which isn't too much. Yeah, it's all there. My tests and all the rest. So what I can do now is do a release. And how do I do a release? I go to here, I go to the releases, And then I can see my newer tags. So I can actually, I click this, and then I can edit it. So I can make it like a more official release and call it hoverboard.compose. And I'll say hoverboard now has a compose function. For more details, check out number 16. I'll just leave it at that. So I'll preview, it should links that, and publish release. So now if you go to releases, I'll go back out and then go to releases. Now you see hoverboard.compose, and yeah, it's like a landmark. It's like a historical release, because I have a bunch of like smaller releases, bug fixes and stuff like that, but you know, version 2 was a big deal and so on. So I think this version is a big deal. I'm pretty excited about it. All right, so we have launched our new release, and if I refresh this, oh, I need to publish to npm, so I'm just going to run npm publish. Believe it or not, that is actually all you have to do to publish to npm. Well, the first time you publish, it's a bit more than that, but after that, you just run npm publish. Now when I refresh, it's cached, but soon, next couple minutes or seconds, it will, yeah, it's already there, 2.3. There it is. Okay, so Bower takes a little bit longer. It's just like, I don't know what it does. It checks every hour or something. It takes a little while. Coverage is still at 100, and everything's great. So I will leave it at that, I think. Usually, like every single time I do a release, I realize I need to fix something right after I do the release. So I just see this. That is not great, so I have to fix that. And what else do I want to fix? So I can change some of the examples here. So I have this example that references the official Facebook Flux tutorial, and I think I could take advantage of Compose now, because I have this flight price store. Basically just takes, it updates the price from the two. No, you know what, that's not quite the same thing. So I'm just going to leave it. I am going to fix that little typo or whatever it was, formatting error. Whoop. There we go. Oh, I guess it's because I indented. See, actually can't indent, so I'll leave that out and just indent that. Why did it here? Oh, is it because I use spaces instead of tabs? No. Oh, it's because it's in yeah, whatever. I'll just unindent it. Okay. I'm not gonna make a new version for that. I'll just commit fix formatting markdown formatting issue. All right. Let's push that. And I guess we're done. I'm pretty happy with that. So the next thing I want to do is I have this to do MVC app, example app for Hoverboard. So I want to update that and take advantage of the new version.